Hello children. So we were discussing the second chapter of the geography, that is globe, latitudes and longitudes. In this period, till now we have discussed many of the points related to this topic. Today we are going to see the heat zones of the earth. So what are the heat zones basically? Heat zones are the different zones of the earth which are categorized or which are divided on the basis of the heat received by the earth's surface. As you all know that the earth is a spherical. Earth has a spherical shape, and as it has the spherical shape, the sunlight over the earth's surface is not falling everywhere in the same way. As you can see in this picture here, at the center of the earth, the sunlight is falling directly or straight. As you start to move from the north or the south, the sunlights are falling in a tilted manner. Okay, why it is falling in the tilted manner? Because the earth is spherical, and as you can see here, as you can see on the cursor, as I'm moving the cursor at this place, you will see that the surface of the earth is slanting to the sun rays, and therefore at the center of the earth the sunlight is falling more in comparison of any of the zones or different zones or the regions of the earth. So right from equator to tropic in the both the hemisphere, northern and the southern hemisphere, this region receives the highest we can say the insolation of the sunlight. And as the sunlight start to travel toward the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, you will come to know in both these regions, the sun in both these regions, right from 0 degree equator to north and 0 degree equator to south, the sunlight is falling in a slanted manner. And at the north pole and the south pole, it is a the sunlights are completely tilted, and therefore these regions are not receiving the sunlight throughout the year. We can say that 6 months of the year there is complete darkness, and 6 months of the year there is continuous daytime, but this daytime is of very less insolation. That means of a very less uh, sunlight receiving region, we can say. Now, first of all, we will see the torrid zone. Torrid zone. What is torrid zone actually? The torrid zone is right from 0 degree equator to Tropic of Cancer and 0 degree equator to Tropic of Capricorn. In both this region, whatever the region comes, this region is called as the torrid zone. The midday sun is exactly overhead at least once in a year on all the latitudes in between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. This area therefore receives the maximum heat and is called the torrid zone. As you can see here, this green zone shown in this picture is right from Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree north, till Tropic of Capricorn, 23 degree 30 minutes south. In between this region, the continuous straight sunlight is falling. That means in the in the whole year, each and every latitude in between this region receives at least one day midday sunlight in a year, at least once. But as you will go further, right from the Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn, if you will go behind above which, right, that means in the northern and southern hemisphere, you will come to know none of the none of the latitude is receiving the direct sunlight or the midday sunlight in a straight manner, and therefore this zone that comes in the middle is receiving the highest amount of the highest amount of the heat, and therefore it is called as the torrid zone. Now the next zone is the temperate zone. You will see what is temperate zone basically. Temperate zone is right from the Tropic of Cancer to Arctic Circle and Tropic of Capricorn to Antarctic Circle. In the northern hemisphere, it is in between Tropic of Cancer to Arctic Circle, and in the southern hemisphere, it is from Tropic of Capricorn till Antarctic Circle. So, in between this region, both the regions and both the hemispheres of the Earth, the temperate zone of the Earth or heat zone, temperate heat zone of the Earth is there or located. Now, the midday sun never shines overhead on any latitude beyond the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. The angle of the sun rays goes on decreasing towards the poles. As such, the areas bounded by the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere and the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere have moderate temperatures. These are called temperate zones. So we can say, as none of the latitude in this region, right from the northern hemisphere to southern hemisphere, both the temperate zones, none of the latitude receives direct or straight sunlight, and therefore this region receives a moderate type of heat of the sun, and therefore we can say these regions always comes under the moderate temperate climatic condition. And in both these hemispheres, these moderate temperate climatic conditions are there. These heat zone is called as the temperate zone. It is right from 23 degree 30 minutes north to 66 degree 30 minutes north, as well as it is in the south hemisphere also, right from 23 degree 30 minutes south till 66 degree 30 minutes south. In between these two regions, the temperate zone is there. The next zone is frigid zone. Beyond the or above the temperate zone, there is third region that is called as the frigid zone. Frigid zones are also in both the hemisphere. So what are the frigid zones basically? Right from 66 degree 30 minutes north till 90 degree polar region, as well as 66 degree 30 minutes south till 90 degree south pole or south pole. In between these two regions, or in between these two regions, the frigid zones are located. Now, areas lying between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole in the northern hemisphere and the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole in the southern hemisphere are very cold. It is because here the sun does not rise much above the horizon. That means in this both the frigid regions, none of the latitudes receive the uh, heat or the temperature as the tropic region and the temperate regions receive. What is the reason behind it? Because in this region, in this frigid zone, or in this 66.5 degree above region, does not rise, the sun does not rise much above the horizon. That means, as we can see that in our region where we live, that means in India as well as some of the temperate regions, sun at least rises above the horizon. Horizon means what? Horizon means the sky. In the sky, sun rises up to the horizon, or up to the center of the horizon, or up to the center of the sky. But in these regions of the uh, frigid zone, the sun does not rise much above the horizon. That means if you will see, if you will go in that region, in this frigid zone, the sun rises just up to the a little above little above the sky, not in the middle of the sky. That means sun rises and sunset in just down near the as you will see near the limit of the sky. That means the sun does not go above the horizon. So these two regions, as they receive very less amount of the energy or the sunlight, they are under the complete frozen condition. That means in this polar region, in this frigid region, the most of the extreme northern and southern part, you will see that remains always frozen. And some of the regions of these frigid zones in the summer months, when the day starts in this region, that time these frigid zones, whatever the in this frigid zone, whatever the uh, ice is there, that ice start to melt. Now, next we are going to see what are the longitudes. So the longitudes are the meridians. What are the longitudes? Basically, meridians of longitudes are drawn from the North Pole to the South Pole and are at right angles to the equator. The distances between meridians of longitude are measured in degree of longitude. Each degree is further divided into minutes and minutes into seconds. So, as you can see, all these vertical lines on these globes are called as the longitude. These longitudes are basically semicircles. These are not the complete circles. If you will see, these are drawn right from North Pole to South Pole. And in this way, there are 360 longitudes are there. Before this also I have told you that why we have drawn all these imaginary lines onto the globe. That is because of locating the any place onto the earth. Here are some facts related to the longitudes. What are the facts? These longitudes are also called as meridians. So, and these meridians are running right from north to south. That means if you will come from north to south, you will come to if you will go north to south. If you on the observation of the globe, you will come to know that these lines are running from north to south, and they are getting connected or joined in the north pole as well as in the south pole. So when we measure the distance east or west, this distance we measure right from the prime meridian. This red line that is shown here of the 0 degree, this meridian is called as the prime meridian. As you go towards the eastward or the westward from this prime meridian, the distance is measured basically from this prime meridian. So, uh, another fact about the longitude is what? These longitudes are farthest apart at the equator and meet at the poles. That means if you can see this picture, the distance between the two longitudes, as you can see, this is the 10-degree longitude and this is the 20-degree longitude. In between this, if you will see, the distance between the longitudes are farthest at the equatorial region, but as you will start to move toward the north and south, you will come to know these longitudes are getting closer to each other towards the polar region. So what does this means? This means at the equatorial region these are farthest and these are coming closer towards the north pole and south pole. Um, they cross the when cross the equator at right angles. See, this is the equator in this region, and if you will see the equator, from equator to all these longitudes are making the correct right angle. Right angle means what? The longitudes and equator are in the 90-degree angle. Um, Longitudes lie in planes that pass through the Earth's axis. So, uh, in this way, all the longitudes length is similar. None of the longitude is small or long, and in this way, we can say these longitudes are having the halves of great circles. If you will see, all the longitudes are dividing the earth in different halves. Now, what is prime meridian? The prime meridian is an imaginary line on earth that passes north to south through the Greenwich Observatory in London. It is in England. The prime meridian divides earth into the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. The prime meridian is at 0 degrees longitude. The longitude of a place is followed by the letter E for the east and W for the west. That means this prime meridian is the central meridian which is passing through the Greenwich city of the England, and there is the in the Greenwich city of the England, the Royal Observatory is located, from where the study of all the longitudes and latitudes are done in a proper way. If you will start moving eastward of this prime meridian, you will come to know all the longitude eastward of this uh, prime meridian, right from 0 degree to 180 degree. If you are coming east, all the longitudes are named as eastern longitudes. As we are going west towards the west, all the longitudes right from 0 degree till 180 degree, all the longitudes are marked as W. That means westward or the western longitudes. Now, the very important fact is also there that if you will see 180 degree longitude, both the side 180 degree longitude is the same. So, in this way, we can say the prime meridian is there. This prime meridian is very helpful, or from the prime meridian we can say the time and the date of the world is decided. So now we will understand much more facts related to this chapter in the next period. Till then, thank you very much, and the remaining part we will see in the coming period.